get this
We're going to
done.
start with aloha.
Aloha.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Aloha.
Hey there, all you gurus. We are live on location, the beautiful Kona, Hawaii. And this is with my absolutely amazing Mummy Joe. We've had a splendid last 2 weeks together. And we wanted to take a couple minutes and just share a story with you, really as the kickoff to your My Inner Guru program. And what you may or may not know, but the impetus, the catalyst of the My Inner Guru program actually lies in this woman right here. And about 2 years ago in 2015, we were hit with some pretty devastating news, actually. And that was that we found out that my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And so that was one of the most scary moments in my life. How was that for you?
It was very scary. And I want to say Happy New Year because we missed on that one. And then I want to say it was scary, but we're through it and we're on the other side of that, and it's just a gift to be back on the big island of Hawaii, because as Norm mentioned 2 years ago, I was sure my traveling days were over.
Yeah, we all, most of the doctors had kind of written her off and said, the only real way that she was going to make it through was to do chemotherapy or surgery, and she was able to heal herself naturally, which was pretty amazing. And it really was an integrated process. And what I found through her journey and working with the thousands of other people, is that we're really looking at helping you unveil your unique recipe for holistic health. So everybody has their own unique concoction that's going to make it a success for you, as my mom did. And one of the key pieces that she worked with through her healing process, chiropractic, breathwork, SRI, but she also worked with the Ho'oponopono prayer. And that was something that we had an opportunity of working with a fellow last night.
Right.
That was pretty cool to have that come back
Yes.
into our lives.
Yes.
What was your main takeaway from last night's talk?
From last night, it was a reinforcement that this type of energy is going to continue to be cherished by many of us, and because of our passion for Ho'opono healing and the magic of it, that message will go forward and continue to grow and become probably not mainstream, but more and more tolerated and more talked about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's, the vision of the My Inner Guru program, is that we do bring this to as many people as possible. And so the basis of the Ho'oponopono prayer, and this is a Hawaiian prayer that the kahunas used thousands of years ago, and it's become more popular in the last few years. But the basics that, they shared a story last night of how there was a fellow who worked with the Ho'oponopono basically an insane asylum with the people who are really clinically not well mentally. And what he did was he went in and he read through the files and he did the Ho'oponopono prayer. And they saw that it really helped with the recriminalization rates, and it really straightened the whole facility out.
That's
it was
right.
phenomenal. So powerful process, and one that really worked for Mom. And the basis of this is, I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Forgive me.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And so this is based in love, in humility, compassion, and gratitude. That's really the basis of the Ho'oponopono prayer. And so that's interwoven through the My Inner Guru program. And we'll touch on that more as time goes on. Another key piece I wanted to touch on here is the importance of values. This is really the first month.
Is compassion a value? Are these all, in a way?
They could be, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. And that's awesome, excellent. Values are unique for each person, and it really takes an active listening and an active process to unveil what your values are. And for a lot of people, health isn't necessarily their top value, but it is what health allows them in their life. So I know for you, one of the things that really had you pull through when you were in your darkest hour was your grandkids.
Yes, yes. Definitely love of family. But even prior to love of family, I think one of the healers that I was working with at the time put me through a process where I had to let go of my internal negativity and really believe in my own self. And I don't care if values are compassion towards other people, compassion towards family, all these other values. You have to internalize that you are the most valuable piece of property you get to play with in your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start with valuing your own person, then everything else starts to ease into place.
That's it, eh?
Okay.
And so it's rooted in self-love. I agree.
That's true. And I think that has to start, and as the start of a new year, I think it's just a wonderful thing. We cut a lot of cords last night in our Ho'oponopono session with John, and I think cutting cords of your past that you deny yourself the self-love would be helpful for anybody watching this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. The importance of self-love. And that was my big takeaway with the Ho'oponopono workshop last night, was how it really is an inside-out job. Ho'oponopono prayer is done with self first.
That's right.
And it's not in relation with the other. It's really an inside-out job. And when we correct the internal, the external starts to shift. The external reality shifts. This is an inside-out reality that we're all living here. So, anything else you want to finish off on? I think we've covered a lot of pieces there.
I think we've covered things that feel important to me today.
It's awesome. Excellent. Well, I'm really glad that I've had the last week and 2 weeks now on the Big Island. This is one of my top values, is having quality time with the people that I love. And so I've architected that, developed that into my own life. And so we're just on the heels of that. And luckily, we have my mom here still to enjoy this time. It was awesome. And so I want to just impress upon you, what is possible for one is possible for all. Okay? And so, be inspired, right? We all have it within us to heal. And your ability to heal is far greater than you've been led to believe. And so on that note,
Let's do a Ho'opono.
Oh, okay.
Let's finish with a Ho'opono, and we'll say it slowly.
All right.
And we're hoping that anybody who's watching it will echo it back. And after we've said it, it should be repeated a minimum of 3 or 4 times, but we'll close after we say it. So
this is like a mantra that you can do in your life. I do it often in the mirror, eye to eye with myself. And so we're going to do it with you, and you doing it with us is just going to bring this out to the world even more. So here we go.
I love you. I'm
sorry.
Please forgive me.
And thank you. Let's do one more time.
I love you.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Okay, until next time, I'm Dr. Norm, reminding you to attune to the wisdom within. Be well.
Mahalo.